Joining us right now is former Boston Bruins goaltender and our buddy Tuukka Rask. Tuukka, I saw your reaction when the game-winning goal was scored with 19 seconds left last night on unobstructed views. What was your reaction when you heard about Brad Marchand being traded to the Florida Panthers today?
I think it was pretty much the same as everybody else. Shocked, kind of. Especially that it's the Panthers. But then again, I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that this was mutually agreed upon, and he really wanted to go there, and he does well. I hope he wins. But I was shocked for sure.
We're, kind of ham and egging this for a while here about, trading to opponents and rivals. We see Carlo go to Toronto, obviously Marchand go to Florida. Has the day of not trading with your rival changed from 10, 15, 20 years ago due to you got 32 teams now, you got the salary cap, you got everything, and has it changed in your eyes significantly?
Yeah, I think so by the looks of it. If this happened 3-4 years ago, trade to the Panthers, nobody would have blinked an eye. But now, since the history of past few years in the playoffs especially, I think it's become a rivalry and people think about the Panthers a little differently. I still, Brando going to the Leafs, that's a bit of a shock too, right? I don't know. Game's different now, I guess. It's nothing's off limits. I'm still in shock what's happening here. Everybody's getting dealt. And
I can remember when the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins traded goaltenders.
Oh.
These two guys.
Why do you have to bring that up every single time?
Well, it did happen.
It was in the summer. Tooks was in a sauna and I was in Rome. It was far from the same setup. I missed you this morning, by the way, Tooks. My legs are killing me. Way to not come and slow it down for me today.
I should have skated. By the looks of it, we might have to dress up for the Bruins soon.
Yeah, well, exactly. You're going to be called upon.
I heard there were scouts there this morning.
There was.
I heard there were scouts there.
With contracts in their pockets. The mood in the room. I know you weren't typically on the side of this, having everybody leave. You were usually on the side of getting guys into the room, but how does it affect the guys and their feeling about playing tomorrow and what the direction of the last 19 games is going to be?
Well, I think, we touched on it when Monty got fired and they made a coaching change. And I think we talked about how everybody has to look in the mirror and kind of, take ownership what happened. And now it's a wholesale trade, basically. You trade very important pieces out of your team. So if I was in the locker room, I would be devastated and really think about what went wrong and what was my part in this, because I think every player in that room has to kind of take ownership and think about why this happened and how do we get out of this. And now, like you said, you still have 19 games left and you still have to think that everybody's playing for their jobs, because clearly nothing is off limits and this is a rebuild and we're trying to restructure our team. If you want to be part of it, make sure you show us something that you're worth it.
I was thinking about that from an on-ice perspective. Half these guys aren't even going to know each other who are on the ice tomorrow. We don't even know who's going to make it in for the game and who's going to be available, but no practice time or anything like that for a bunch of these guys.
Yeah, you always talk about shakeups. This is a major shakeup, and you never know. Maybe they'll find chemistry right away, whoever's out there, and start playing great. You never know. The good thing about this is that they're still kind of in the hunt for the playoffs. Like if they go on a 7-game win streak, you never know what's going to happen. But it's definitely going to be new to everybody to meet so many new faces and kind of start from zero, I guess, at this point of the season and see where it leads.
Tooks, I know you've been out just for a couple of years, but and Razor said this much earlier in the first hour of our show. When we saw these trades happening, he said, this is an end of an era, and you're part of that era. How does that make you feel? When you see these guys going, just besides being shocked, but just knowing that unbelievable era that you were a main part of seems to be done.
Yeah, it's a natural, progression, I guess, but just the way it happens now that it's a deadline day and big pieces get dealt. I haven't checked, but I don't know if there's any guys. Well, Pasta, I guess, but not too many guys that I played with anymore. Chucky and Pasta. Yeah, it's definitely end of an era, and it happens. You got to move on. You got to start building something new, and it's time for a new era. Yeah, hopefully these guys will come in. They buy into the Bruins culture and really show that they're worth the trust playing here.
May not happen till the off season, but if you were going to hazard a guess, who's going to be the next in the long line of great leaders who's going to get to wear the C for the Boston Bruins?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, first names come to mind, Pasta and Chucky McAvoy, because they're natural leaders in that room and been there for a while. But I'm sure there's going to be some discussions along with the leadership group and with the GM and Cam as the president, what would be the best plan moving forward. But there's still plenty of leadership in that room that they're gonna make decisions what are best for their organization in the long run, for sure.
Tuukka, we appreciate you taking the time. I saw the video from last night. I saw your reaction last night. I'd like to have been a fly on the wall to see what you were saying today when the trade came down.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just I might have to go have a course banquet on my couch just to kind of settle down.
your Jordan's furniture couch.
But, what are you going to do? It's a sad day, but like yesterday's game, it just sums up the season, and you kind of just have to laugh. Like, seriously, this is how it's going. But I really hope that these guys get a little grip and start fighting and what's left on the season, and hopefully they make a good